Hey y'all. Um, I just wanted to show some people a particular build that I came up with earlier this morning. Um, this was able to solo the Lost Sector on Europa on the Thrilladome. Um, it's Barrier and Overload again, as it was yesterday for the chess piece, and luckily I hit on this chess piece yesterday. So, extremely lucky. I was able to get this headpiece in the first run, which unfortunately my recording software was not running appropriately, but um, here it is anyway. I'm going to walk through the build here real quick. Um, First, we're on Void, using Marksman's Dodge, Snare Bomb, but instead of the typical stylish executioner, you want to swap that out for Trapper's Ambush. And you want to have Vanishing Step for the fragments. For me, particularly, I'm not using this for the suppression, I'm using this for the plus 10 discipline. But you see the suppression effect. That works for the Overload champions if you want to use it. If not, you can use the Magnetic Grenade, as I'm going to show you in a second. Finishers make you invisible as well. The Echo of Dilation and Echo of Leeching, so those are mine. Again, I go with the Magnetic Grenade. Marksman's Dodge comes back quicker, and the boss on Thrilladome is from range, so you need the Marksman's Dodge to help you reload faster, because Overload champions are just absolutely terrible. Also, Mobius Quiver here is much better, again, for damage. You would think the tether would work nicely, but it doesn't really work well for the boss fight. This tends to work a lot better for the boss fight. So, with that said, the rest of it is essentially Wish Ender if you have it. If not, you'll have to figure out a different way to get about the Barrier champions, but if your kinetic weapon matches the subclass that is the Burn, which for today is Void, then Wish Ender is going to do a ton of damage for you. This Positive Outlook in particular, with this Zen Moment Adaptive Musician's role, is very nice, and if you're lucky enough to get it, Tomorrow's Answer with Tracking Module helps out immensely in this situation. Even if you don't have the Marksman's Dodge equipped, the reload speed on this is enough that you could hit the Overload champion, stun it, reload again, and kill it in 2 rounds. That ability actually comes from the Overload rocket launchers, so make sure you have this on your artifact. Just to go through the artifact real quick, this is what I have here. I'm mostly playing solar, so the majority of this is going to be solar perks, but one key if you're going to solo the Lost Sector's got to have Solo Operative. You do so much damage, it's kind of necessary. You can put on Ardent Ordnance to pair with Overload rocket launchers if you want, but again, that's just personal preference. Let's look at the armor mods again real quick. Again, I wanted to make the Orbs of Power, so I get my super. Wanted to have the heavy ammo. Again, Orbs all about the Orbs of Power, so I get the healing. I put on all the different damage resistances. I wasn't sure what you were going to come into in this, but the reality is the majority of the damage you're receiving is arc damage or void damage. So the solar resistance I have equipped is completely unnecessary. The Void Weapon Surge, super helpful. Absolution Recuperation for me, because my recovery is only at 54, so the recuperation makes up for the lack of recovery. My cloak here is lucky enough to be an Artifice Armor, so I have Bomber and Outreach equipped with Reaper, with Mobility, with a little +3 there, so I got lucky with that as well. Puts me over the top here. If you're lucky enough to have all of these and are able to put something close enough to this together, you can have a pretty good shot at getting this headpiece pretty quickly. Took me less than 10 minutes to complete, so give it a shot. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have a build that compares or is better, or you did it with something else, or maybe you're on a warlock or a titan and you wanted to show people what that was like, or explain what that was like. Post that. Post a link to it. I'd love to see it. So, with that, guys, I'll talk to you later. Thanks, and happy hunting.